So again, the windshield wipers here, side, keeping the elbows in. Okay, just going as far as you can. If you can't quite get all the way down to the ground without that elbow coming off your body or off the ground, okay? We'll keep working up, progressing up, getting stronger, get more mobile. Okay, next one you'll do, goalposts here. So I got my arm 90 degrees, perpendicular to my body, and I'm just gonna go down and up. Okay, so what you wanna focus on here is going down as far as you can without letting this shoulder, you can see my shoulder coming off the ground. Okay, I want to keep the shoulder pressed into the ground. I'm just going down as far as I can and back up. Okay, so we do these with both hands. All right, the next one you'll do, you're on your back. You got weight plates. So you'll have your arms extended, fully extended, and we'll just press those shoulders off the ground and back into the ground. So as I come down, I'm letting that plate push my shoulder into the ground so it's nice and flat here. Okay, and I'm not bending this elbow, so I'm not doing a push or a press. Okay, I'm just punching the air here with that plate in my hand. Getting the shoulder off the ground as far as I can, and then sinking into the ground as far as I can. So it's not a huge range here, very small movement, okay, but we're working small muscles here. Okay, next one you do on your side, remember the external rotation. Okay, you got your weight, you're gonna go up, high as you can, keeping this arm at 90 and down. Okay, again, go just as far as you can. We'll be working through that range, increasing that range of motion, increasing your strength over time. Okay. And then the last one we're gonna do is our empty the can. So it's like if you're holding a soda pop can, okay, and you're dumping it out. Okay, thumb down, got your weight, thumbs down, palms facing out. Okay, arms at our side, and we're just raising the arms up and down at a 45-degree angle here. Okay, so we're not going all the way out to the side, we're not going up front, just at that 45-degree angle, and only going up as far as you can before you start to shrug your shoulder. If you're starting to shrug that shoulder to get that weight up, okay, either one, weight's too heavy, you need to bump it down a little bit, or we're trying to go too high, okay? So if you can only get to here before you start to shrug, okay, that's as far as we go. We really don't need to go above shoulder height, okay? So if you can only get to here before those traps start taking over, try to shrug it, okay? Only go to where you can control that range of motion, just using the rotator cuff muscles. Okay, good, nice job. Any questions on that movement, those movements there in that series? So again, that's our shoulder strengthening series. The first one to do if you have weights. Second one we'll go through if you don't have weights but you have some kind of stretch cord. And then the third one we'll go through is without any weights, no bands, something you can just do with your body weight. Okay, still strengthening the shoulders. Good, no questions? All right, we'll get right into our 3 movements for today. First one we'll go through upper body, our inverted rows. So if you've got equipment or not, you can still do these, possible doing inverted rows. It's a great back strengthening exercise to do. Okay, as swimmers, we're really working that front part, our chest, our pecs, okay, those are getting really tight. If we're not strengthening the back, then our shoulders start to roll, the back muscles loosen up as our pec muscles tighten. We really want to focus on a nice balance. We're stretching these out, okay, while working the back and pecs, nice and balanced. Okay, otherwise if these shoulders start to roll in, okay, as we do our thousands of rotations. Okay, here, if we don't have proper shoulder alignment here, if we're coming out, okay, then we start pinching in that shoulder joint. And that's where injuries start to happen with imbalances. Okay, so the inverted rows, great way to strengthen that back, keep everything balanced. So hopefully y'all saw the email that went out a few hours ago. It had a few different links in there of different ways to do these inverted rows. And I kind of listed them in my preference. So if you have rings or TRX band, something you can, put over a pull-up bar, attach to the wall, ceiling, whatever, and pull yourself. Or you can do them with, if you have a rack or a bar, okay, laying on the ground, holding the bar, pulling yourself up. Or, you can have the same setup with 2 chairs, 1 chair on each side, with a broomstick or some kind of sturdy pole in between them, just making sure you're holding the outside closer to the chair. Make sure you're screwing those chairs in so they're not too wide and you're grabbing the middle of that pole where it can snap if you don't have a nice, strong, sturdy bar. Another way I've seen it done is if you just have a bed sheet, tie a knot in the one end of the bed sheet, throw that over the door, close that door towards you, so that when you're pulling on that bed sheet, okay, there's no way that door can open up. If you go on the other side, okay, and the door is opening up towards you, okay, you have a chance of pulling that door open. So make sure you have a nice strong, sturdy door, bed sheet, if you don't have any of that other equipment. Or if you don't have any of that, the other way you can do it is with a nice sturdy table. You would go, same with the bar here, you'd go up underneath it, grab the edge of that table, and pull yourself up. Okay, so I'm going to show you here a couple ways you can do it. With first way, if you have some kind of TRX band, or here I'm going to show you with rings. Okay, so again, TRX bands are just something with a handle on it, with a strap. Stretch cords with a handle on it aren't really going to work for doing body weight on them. Those are just a little too stretchy. You can, if that's all you have with handles, wrap it around a pole. You can do seated rows, okay, just the same. Okay, you'll just have to increase the resistance of that band to get a little more resistance. Okay, so with the rings here, what we'll be progressing up to is a nice flat body position here. You want to think of push-up position here. So if I was doing kind of like an inverted push-up, okay, my hands right over my shoulders, okay, nice straight arms, nice flat back. Okay, my hips aren't sinking, hips aren't too high, nice flat back. And then I'm going to pull myself up and down, nice and controlled. Okay, if you can see my hands as I pull up, so starting in the down position, my palms are facing forward. As I pull up, my hands are going to rotate so that I'm finishing with my palms facing towards me. And then as I go back down, they rotate back out. Okay, so I go up, palms in, down, palms out. Okay. Way to modify this, you guys, is to, you can't quite get into that straight body line from that completely horizontal position here. The higher you stand up here, okay, and pull yourself up, the easier it'll be. You still want to focus on that hand position, okay, shoulder width, nice flat back. You don't want to do these, okay, sloppy, and then progressing. The further you go down, okay, the harder it's going to get until you can get all the way down. Okay, the other way you guys can do that, flip the camera back around. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, other way you guys can do these, again, if you got the bar, pull between 2 chairs, anything here, or if you're under a table, grabbing the lip here, and just pulling yourself up. Again, same thing, hand shoulder width, back nice and flat, way to progress from here, modify it a little bit, is bend those knees, still have a flat back. Okay, and then as you get better, stronger, walking the feet out. Get that chest all the way up to the bar. Okay. Any questions on the inverted rows, how to do those? You all should have some kind of way to do that with those different ways of doing them. Okay, next up, the lower body movement for today, the roll up. Okay, I really like this. It's a good way to engage the full body. And to me, it's really represents a good, flip turn, coming out of flip turn and exploding up. Once we get down to the basic roll up, we'll be throwing in some fun variations. Roll up to a jump, roll up to a tuck jump, really getting some explosiveness out of that roll. So again, to do these, you're here, you're rolling, you'll roll back, roll to your feet to a standing position. And then you go down to the feet and up. You can see from the front here, okay, got my feet hip width. I go down and up. Okay, so a couple modifications here you can do is just rolling back and forth. Okay, working on getting to those heels, getting to that deep squat. Just rolling on. If you can't quite, so you get to your heels and you can't quite get enough momentum, or you don't quite have the flexibility here to get in that deep squat. Again, like we talked about with the squats, really working the flexibility of the hips, doing your couch stretches, doing flexibility here, sitting down into that deep squat, holding a pole or something so you can get that weight through the heels. Okay? And then once we get to that, then you can work to progressing. We'll get into a jump squat, really working that explosiveness. All the way to modify it if you have some kind of mat, something that's 2, 3, 4 inches off the ground that you can lay on and hang your feet over the edge. Okay, where I'm rolling on the mat and then my feet are off the mat on the ground. That'll be a little bit easier, having my body elevated off the ground and my feet on the ground. Okay, and we'll finish up here this last minute with our core movement today is the hollow body hold. Okay, so what we'll be progressing up to here is legs out straight and then arms above our head. Okay, and we want to work on progressing that up to being able to do 3 to 5 sets of 10 seconds, 10-second holds. Okay, so the way to modify that, you guys, is starting with our hands, reaching for our heels with bent knees. Okay, so we make it easier by bringing the legs in and then bringing the legs out. We'll make it harder and harder till we get our legs out straight. So we want to kind of progress, 3 to 5 sets of 10 seconds starting out. That gets easy. Okay, we bump it up to 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Once we get to 20 seconds, then we take those legs out a little bit further until we get to here. Once we're up to 3 sets at 20 seconds here, then we can take our hands above our head and holding that full hollow body hold. Okay? All right, you guys, that's our core movement for today. Any questions on any of those 3 movements?